Welcome back my YouTube channel. Today I will telling about top 2. The 1965 United States quarter dollar is one of the most interesting coins in modern American history, not because of a rare design or a special edition, but because it marks a major turning point in the nation's coinage. When collectors talk about the 1965 quarter, they often mention two key things: the end of silver coinage and the beginning of a new era in everyday U.S. currency. This coin stands at the crossroads of history, economics, and collecting, making it a fascinating topic for anyone interested in numismatics. Before 1965, U.S. quarters were made of 90% silver. But during the early 1960s, silver prices began to rise sharply, and people started hoarding coins for their metal value. This created a nationwide shortage of circulating coins, making it difficult for the U.S. Mint to supply enough quarters for daily use. In response, the Coinage Act of 1965 was passed, and one of its biggest changes was the removal of silver from the quarter. Instead of silver, the mint adopted a new clad composition made of copper and nickel bonded together. The first quarter to feature this new composition was the 1965 quarter, making it a significant moment in American monetary history. Despite the major change in metal composition, the design of the 1965 quarter remained the same. The obverse still features the familiar portrait of George Washington, created by sculptor John Flanagan. His profile had appeared on the quarter since 1932 and continued unchanged through 1965. On the reverse is the American eagle with outspread wings, perched on a bundle of arrows and surrounded by olive branches, symbolizing the balance of strength and peace. Because the design stayed the same, many people at the time didn't immediately realize that the quarter in their pocket was no longer made of silver. But the difference in weight and sound became noticeable, especially for those who handled coins frequently. In terms of value, the 1965 quarter is generally considered a common coin because millions were produced. Most circulated examples are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, certain factors can increase their value, especially for collectors. One of the most interesting things to look for is a rare transitional error. A small number of 1,965 quarters are believed to have been mistakenly struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. These rare errors are highly sought after and can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. The easiest way to identify a silver error is by checking the coin's weight. A standard 1965 clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams, while a silver one weighs 6.25 grams. Condition also plays a big role in determining value. Uncirculated 1965 quarters with sharp details and brilliant luster can be worth more than $1, and high-grade examples certified by professional grading services can bring even higher prices. While not rare, these coins represent an important piece of American coinage history and appeal to collectors who enjoy building sets from this transitional era. For many people, the 1965 Washington quarter is a reminder of a time when the United States changed its approach to everyday money. It reflects a shift in economic policy, a reaction to rising metal prices, and a moment when modern coinage truly began. Whether found in a collection or pulled from loose change, the 1965 quarter tells a story of innovation and adaptation, making it far more meaningful than its simple 25-cent face value suggests. Next coin. The 1970 United States quarter dollar is one of the most interesting coins of the modern era, admired by collectors for its classic design, historical background, and a few surprising varieties that can make it far more valuable than its face value. To understand why the 1970 quarter is special, we need to look at the time period in which it was minted and the design elements that continue to make it a favorite among coin enthusiasts. The obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, created by sculptor John Flanagan. This design has been used on U.S. quarters since 1932, honoring the 200th birth anniversary of the nation's first president. The word Liberty appears above his head, the motto "In God We Trust" rests to the left, and the date 1970 appears below the portrait. This design remained unchanged for decades and reflects the strength and stability of the American currency system during the 20th century. On the reverse, the 1970 quarter displays the powerful eagle with spread wings perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing both peace and readiness. This iconic design was used from 1932 until the state quarter program began in 1999, making the 1970 quarter one of the final decades of this classical style. The metal composition of this coin is also an important part of its story. After 1965, the United States Mint removed silver from circulating quarters. As a result, the 1970 quarter is made of a copper-nickel clad over a pure copper core. Even though it contains no silver, some collectors appreciate the durability and sharp details of the clad coinage in normal circulated condition. Most 1970 quarters are worth only their face value of 25 cents. Millions were minted at both the Philadelphia Mint, which struck coins without a mint mark, and the Denver Mint, which used the D mint mark. Because of this huge mintage, common worn examples are easy to find. However, the value can increase when a coin is found in excellent condition. Uncirculated 1970 quarters with strong luster can sell for a few dollars, and those graded at the highest levels by professional grading services can bring higher prices from serious collectors. One of the most exciting parts of the 1970 quarters story is the existence of special varieties and mint errors that can make these coins unexpectedly valuable. A small number of 1970 quarters were mistakenly struck on silver planchets left over from earlier years, creating the rare 1970 S-proof quarter struck on a 1941 Canadian silver coin. This unusual error sold for thousands of dollars at auction and is considered one of the most famous error coins of the era. Other valuable errors include off-center strikes, double-die obverse varieties, and coins with clipped planchets. These rare pieces attract collectors who specialize in error coinage and are willing to pay a premium for unique mint mistakes. For most people, the 1970 quarter is a simple piece of everyday American history. But for collectors, it offers a chance to explore minting techniques, design evolution, and the thrill of discovering a rare variety in pocket change. Whether common or rare, the 1970 Liberty Quarter reminds us that even modern coins can hold stories, surprises, and hidden value for those who take a closer look. Next coin.